OK, let's go straight to our correspondent, Ashna Hurynag, who joins us live from Madrid. And Ashna, I mean, you were probably one of the few flights that managed to get into Madrid today. It's been utterly chaotic and shambolic there for thousands, tens of thousands of travellers, but millions of people across the two countries.
It feels very chaotic and it feels very frantic, Yalda. We're coming live to you now off a small, very tiny fraction of 4G that we've managed to find within a very tiny segment of Madrid airport. And it does feel, as I say, very chaotic. I'm just standing outside departures. Inside, you can see hundreds and hundreds of people clutching their luggage, clutching their passports, and clutching their phones, desperate to get any form of signal, any form of information. Crucially, there are queues wherever you look. There are queues from the taxis, queues from the staff desk, queues for the information desk. There is such a lack of information, but such a desperation in the air too. It gives you a sense of how reliant we are on having any sort of connectivity. When it comes to electricity, there is an announcement that goes off every few minutes here at the airport that talks about the fact that we're running on emergency contingency generators. That tells you all you need to know, that air traffic control allowed us to land today on one of the very few flights landing into Madrid because of those emergency generators. Of course, they're only going to have a very short shelf life. It's why the number of flights that are allowed to go in and out today are being rationed. This disruption began at lunchtime and it's going on for hours now, and there are still people arriving, even though they may have been told from their airlines not to come to the airport. Some of them are just desperate to any form of information to try and get back to special occasions, get home, get across the world. There was one woman on our flight who was trying to get across the United States. This was the closest she was able to get. Her flight connection had been cancelled. But things like the baggage handlers, that's all running off the emergency contingency generators, as I talk about. It's not only those generators that are running Madrid airport, but we understand Barcelona airport's also being run off a very similar system. Also, flights we know in Lisbon, in Porto are being affected, and that's just the airports. You saw in that piece there how across the entire nation, infrastructure from fuel stations to card payments used in restaurants to shops to the entire metro network, train network has completely been shut down. One country severely affected by the infrastructure going down here in Spain because of its infrastructure, but another, Portugal, reliant on Spain's infrastructure, also affected in such a way.
Ashna, thank you so much for bringing us up to date with the little power that you've managed to get and the connection that you have. Thanks so much. That's our correspondent, Ashna Hurynag, reporting there live from Madrid and giving us a sense of the vulnerability that these countries feel and how dependent they are on these grids.